We must internalize the flatulation of the matter by transmitting the effervescence of the Indonesian proximity in order to further segregate the crux of my venereal infection. Now, if I may retain my liquids here for one moment, I'd like to continue the redundance of my quote-unquote intestinal tract. See, because to preclude on the issue of world domination would only circumcise the revelation that reflects the aphrodisiac symptoms which now perpetrates the Jericho's activation.
I love doing that as my intro. Hello, everyone. It is B with the B Code Alpha Female Talk. And first of all, as usual, I'd like to thank all of my subscribers and those who watch my videos. Please hit the thumbs up, hit the thumbs down. I don't care. Leave a comment in the comment box when I'm done taping this live. And just have yourselves a good time when you come on over here. But be careful. It gets kind of aggressive over here. Anyway, here we go. So a few days ago, I don't know, maybe 4, 5, 6, 8, 7 days ago, who knows? I was in these Facebook streets and, Trick Daddy had made a comment on the Nene Leakes show, and everybody just went wild. Oh, Trick Daddy says women over 35 are damaged goods and lie. Everybody just took it and ran with it. I'm going to share my screen really quick because when I put in Trick Daddy on YouTube, it came up that a massive amount of people made commentary on what he said. And you know how I do it. I always like to go down a rabbit hole and I like to dig deep. I'm typing in something. So if I'm pausing and it seems like I can't get my thought out, I'm typing at the same time because I'm looking for something. But, I like to go down that rabbit hole. I like to go down deep. And I really like to dig into, what the person said. So even though we only got a snippet of what Trick Daddy said, I took the liberty of finding the Nene Leakes show episode 13, Trick Daddy, the entire episode. I didn't get a chance to watch it, but starting out in the beginning, something was said. Trick Daddy said something that was very, very, very important to me, since he had the comment that women over 35 are damaged goods. He's not the only one, to have these views. Many men, many black men. When I speak, I'm speaking about black people. So when I say men, I'm talking about black men. They also have this same view of, women over 26, women over 35, blah, 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 blah. How, I'm going to say we because I'm over 35. How we are just, undesirable at this point in time. Here, let me find this really quick before I continue. I'm going to share my screen. I just wanted to show the massive amount of content creators that did videos, did commentary on what Trick Daddy said. And it amazes me because everybody took that one statement he made that women over 35 are damaged goods and they ran with it. So, like I said, I'm one, I like to dig in deep, and I really like
Maybe
to see, what the backstory. I'll create a backstory off of the information that I have. So, here's one, the original one. Trick Daddy says women over 35 are damaged goods. Trick Daddy says women over 35 are damaged goods. Trick Daddy says women over 35 are damaged goods. They're damaged goods. Trick Daddy says women over 35 are unattractive and damaged. Trick Daddy says women over 35 are damaged goods. No, your face is damaged goods. Looking like shit on a stick, probably. Yeah. There were just a lot. Trick Daddy said women over 35 were damaged goods. I don't know. I think he maybe had something sensible to say. He usually does. Trick Daddy says women over 35 are damaged goods. Man says women 35 plus are damaged goods. Okay, so you get the point. There's just they took that one statement he said and ran with it. But like I said, you know me, I'm a different type of content creator, and like I said, I like to dig deep. So first, let's go ahead and get the clip of what he said. I got the clip of what he said, so we can really see what he said, because he said more. But everybody took that one statement and they just ran with it. Is this it? Yeah, here it is right here. So we're going to listen to it first, and then I'm going to give you my perspective of what he's actually saying. And then, as you can tell by my title, let's talk about women over 35 being damaged goods. These men are relationship lazy, because that's what I took away from what he said in this small clip. Because, us content creators, we can take a small clip and we can turn it into 4 hours worth of commentary. But here we go. Let's listen to it.
you and one or two other women, right? I'm not attracted to no women over 35 years old.
You're not?
No.
Well, honey, I know you are attracted to me, honey.
But y'all standards are too high. Y'all are too emotional. Y'all are damaged good from past
I am not
relationships.
damaged.
You don't even realize maybe you and one or two other women, right? I'm not attracted to no women over 35 years old.
You're not?
No.
Well, honey, I know you are attracted to me, honey.
But y'all standards are too high. Y'all are too emotional. Y'all are damaged good from past relationships.
I am not damaged.
Okay, so you see what he said? Let's listen to it again. Let's break down what he said in this little small clip. This is what he said.
You don't even realize maybe you and one or two other women, right? I'm not attracted to no women over 35 years old.
Okay, he said, let me write this down. I'm not attracted. He said, I'm not attracted to no women over 35. Statement number one.
So
you're not?
No.
Well, honey, I know you are attracted to me, honey.
But y'all standards are too high.
Okay, number two. Y'all standards are too high. Too high. Right? Follow me. I'm going somewhere with this.
Y'all are too emotional.
Okay, y'all too emotional. That's number three.
Y'all are damaged good from last.
Okay, y'all are damaged goods. From past relationships. Let's see. Did he say anything else?
Past
I am not damaged.
You don't even realize maybe you and
okay. So there we go. So he said, I'm not attracted to no women over 35. Y'all standards are too high. Y'all too emotional. Y'all are damaged goods from last past relationships. Now, hey, all those statements I'm gonna say are true. Even his preference being women under 35. Okay, it's true. Women over 35 standards are too high. Yes, we're emotional. We're too emotional. Yes. Are we damaged goods from last past relationships? I'm gonna say yeah. I mean, it's the truth. I'm a firm believer in the truth, and if it's true, hey, I'm gonna cop to it. Unless I'm going to jail, I'm a lie. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to jail. I'm lying. But anyway, yeah. Let's be truthful. Are women over 35 damaged goods? Some women, yes. But it's so broad as far as what damage can mean. But anyway, that's not why I'm here. Why I'm here is because these men, they come on here and they make these statements, and a lot of times it's to get lots of attention. A lot of times it could be, hey, you asked me a question and I'm giving you the answer. I'm giving you my answer. Fair enough. I'm giving you my answer. And this is what I have to say. But if we really look at what he's saying, if we really look at what he's saying that, we're damaged goods because, number one, we're over 35. We're damaged goods because our standards are too high. We're damaged goods because we're too emotional, right? And we're damaged goods because of past relationships. My question would be, sir, who damaged us? Like, why are we this way? Who damaged us? Especially if you're speaking in terms of past relationships, right? I don't even have to answer that question because we already know. But before I continue, let's see. I love. Oh my God. Let me share this tab instead. You know what I mean? Because like I said, I like to go down the rabbit hole. The rabbit hole be deep. It be deep. And you know the code. I'm about to break it down for you. We're gonna share this tab instead. So what I took the liberty of doing is I went to my faithful Wikipedia. You know what I'm saying? I like to do the Wikipedia thing. So Trick Daddy. Maurice Samuel Young, born September 27th, 1974, better known by his stage name Trick Daddy, is an American rapper from Miami, Florida. He is best known for his 2004 single, Let's Go. Okay, perfect. Early life. Maurice Samuel Young was born on September 27, 1974 in Jackson Memorial Hospital at Miami, Florida. His mother, Pearl Brockington of South Carolina, raised him and his 10 brothers and sisters in the Liberty Square apartment complex in Liberty Center after relocating from Goulds. So I don't know if I mispronounced that. The building where he grew up was colloquially known as Pork and Beans, in reference to the color of the apartment doors. His father, Charles, was a local pimp. While Young was a teenager, Charles took him and his brother, Derek Hollywood Harris, to live with him. And during that time, Young and Hollywood began to deal crack cocaine on the streets. At 15 years old, Young was arrested for drug and firearm possession. The day he was released, Young was arrested on an attempted murder charge for shooting a man during a street fight. He was convicted and sent to prison at 20 years old. His brother was murdered the same year, sorry for your loss, after he was released from prison. Ted Lucas, founder of Slip and Slide Records, urged Young to focus on a rap career and stay off the streets. I need not go any further because when we're talking about when you want to fix your lips to talk about how damaged someone else is, you better be prepared for your life to be dug into. Now, if and you know I like Trick Daddy and Trina, you don't know nah. You know what I'm saying? You don't know nah. Yeah, I love him as a rapper. Perfect. But when you step into the realm from rappership to opinionship and damageship and over 35 ship and standard ship and emotional ship and past relationship. Now this where you got to be cut. Because if this don't say damaged goods, I don't know what damaged goods are, right? Dented can, a smashed box, smashed bread. You kind of get what I'm saying. Open bottles of fluids that people have drank out of and put back on the shelf. Picked over grapes in the store that somebody's kid ate out of. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Rotten apples, rotten fruit, rotten bananas. Those to me are damaged goods. When we have to be careful of how we describe people, right? First of all, women, if you want to keep it respectful, I don't like being referred to as a good because goods are used. Goods and wares are used. Goods are eaten and the wrappers thrown in the trash. Wares, I think of those as clothes, dishes, and things of that nature. They're used, cleaned, and put on a shelf to be picked and used at another time. I don't appreciate being referred to as damaged goods because I'm not a good. I'm not a property. We're no longer property, right? If we go back to his dad being a pimp, you understand what I'm saying? If those women want to consider themselves to be goods and wares, that's fine for them. But as far as for me and mine, I don't appreciate being referred to as goods. Okay. Now, like I said, when we want to talk about damaged goods, he meets every standard of damaged goods since we go in there, right? So it's just a matter of deflection. If a woman, a high value woman, was looking to make a choice, and it doesn't have to be a woman over 35. It could be women in his age range that he likes. It could be, we have all kind of successful young women from the ages of 18 to 35. If one of those high value women were looking for a man, it wouldn't be him. You know why? Because they'd consider him damaged goods. They'd say, well, Trick Daddy, let's take a look into your past. And what makes you, what would put you on in my bracket? What would put you, how would you meet my high standards? I require that my significant other comes from a good home, mother and father. Apparently you did not, because your father was a pimp. Right? Your mother had 10 kids. Was it 10 kids by 10 different baby daddies, or was it 10 kids by 5 baby daddies? Was it 10 kids by 3 baby daddies? Your background is shady, and you don't meet my standard, right? You went to jail at 15 years old for selling crack cocaine, destroying your people, right? You illegally carried firearms. Right? You attempted to kill somebody, sir. You went back to prison. You went to prison at 15 and at 20 years old. So what was this? It says the day you were released, you were arrested on an attempted murder for shooting a man during a street fight. So you went to prison at 15. You spent 5 years there. The day you were released, you went back to prison, and you can really fix you can fix your lips to say you don't date women over 35 because they're damaged goods, but yet you yourself are damaged goods. Okay, and might I add, um, the definition that you give us of damaged goods would be some smashed bread that you can still eat, right? That dented can. You can still eat the food out that dented can. If you ain't got nothing else to eat, you're gonna eat it. You, my dear boy, as damaged goods, you are the kind of damaged goods I would consider you to be. You're the kind of damaged goods that does not need to be around other people in society, or you don't need to be around these young women in society, because first of all, you have the pimp mentality of your daddy when it comes to women. So therefore, you should not be afforded the rewards of having a woman under 35 with a clean record. You need an old hoe. I hate to say it, but you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I like to go deep down a rabbit hole. You need an old hoe, right? You need not be with a nice, clean, undamaged, quote unquote, woman that you say, that meets your standards. You need not apply for her because you don't qualify. You're damaged goods. And what woman in her right mind would even take you seriously? So you come from the pimp world, you come from the crack world, you come from the prison world. Therefore, those are the types of women you need to be dealing with. You need to be dealing with hoes, crackheads, and ex-cons. That's your group of women that you need to be dealing with, and we just have to put it in perspective. You understand what I'm saying? We have to put it in perspective. You got a lot of these men coming on here on the internet, on media, and degrading women, and it's like you got a lot of motherfucking words and a lot of motherfucking nerves, and I know you fucking lying. Because at the end of the day, if there was no woman under 35 giving you vagina, you'd be taking that broad 35 and over. So cut it out. Right? They're always talking about what they will and what they I don't like women over this certain age, and I don't like what. Shut the entire fuck up, because if it was only 80-year-old women left in the world, y'all'd be knee deep in them. Cut it out. Cut it out. Okay, so you're not attracted to no women over 35. Let's unpack that, because we got a lot of ugly ass niggas out here talking about what they is and ain't attracted to. No, what you is and ain't attracted to is not the point. It's what is and ain't attracted to you. Right? And the only thing about Trick Daddy that makes him attractive is the fact that he was a rapper, and the fact that he might still have a little bit of money, a little bit, because he wasn't even all that successful. The only song I know from him is You Don't Know Nah. And what did he have on it? He had a broad on it. He had Trina on it. So, and from what I can see, he been looking like that all his life. So, dude, you've definitely had a rough life. And I think the only thing that got you pussy in the first place was your money and your rapmanship, we'll call it. So cut it out, right? Cut it out. You're embarrassing yourself. You're embarrassing yourself. Our standards are too high. Let's unpack that. Because these old ass niggas, they want these young girls who don't really need to have standards. Like, if you really look at it, an 18-year-old to basically a 35-year-old, because that's pretty much, if you don't have a good sound upbringing, and I don't even really want to say a good upbringing, but if you don't have people in your life to give you good guidance, it's gonna take you 35 and up to really figure it out, become mentally, physically, emotionally, and financially stable. Before that time, you really don't have any standards. You can't say, well, I need you to pay my phone bill, or I need you to pay my light bill, or I need you to help me pay my rent, because 9 times out of 10, women under 35 are struggling in that area. They're usually living with their parents. They're usually bouncing around. They're in a relationship or living with some man or with some man because of the need to survive. They can't make it on their own yet. So they don't have any standards for these men to meet. And since these men are so lazy, these women under 35 are easy to be around. They're easy. But when he says women over 35, our standards are too high. Yes, our standards are high because we have grown people things to worry about and take care of. So 35 and up, we might frequent the club maybe once a week, twice a week, who knows? Or we might just club binge, or we might date binge, or we might go out we binge when we do things. But all in all, we have real life shit that we got to take care of. So therefore, our standards are going to be high. I can't spend all night with you all during the week because I got to get up and go to work in the morning, right? I need somebody that is competent enough to say, this woman needs to go to work, so I don't need to tire her out. She has things she has to take care of. So we need men that have high standards as well. A lot of times these rappers and these content creators and these people who don't have to clock a time clock or don't have to be anywhere at a specific time for their job, they can continue to run around and act like little boys with no responsibilities. But when you're talking about women that have real life shit to take care of, playtime is not all the time. Playtime is only sometime. So yes, our standards are going to be higher. The things that we need is going to be more. The way that we think is going to be on a higher level because we have to maintain consistency in our lives, right? So when a man says your standards are too high, it usually means he can't meet them. You can't meet a grown woman's standards. 9 times out of 10, you can't even meet our standards in the bedroom. See, while at 35 and up, we're just getting started. We're just getting started. So with him being the age that he is, dude, you don't even have stamina anymore, right? You have lost your thoroughbredness. You can't even run a sexual race. You'll lose in 2 minutes. Not to mention the stiffness of the I'm trying to keep it clean. I'm trying not to be too vulgar, and I'm trying to keep it clean. Trying not to be too vulgar. But you probably can't even get it up, sir. Right? Because of all the alcohol, drugs, marijuana, different things of that nature. And like I said, at 35 and up, we're just now getting started. So we needed to be stiff, and we needed to be stiff for a long time. Or you're not going to meet our standards, the standard that we have, right? 35 and up, we like to keep ourselves up. Whether that be if we wear uniforms, we like to keep the uniforms up. Whether it be we're face front in businesses, we have to keep our appearance up. So we're not out here wearing Jordans and Nikes and different things of that nature. We're not out here wearing the easy attire. Our standards are higher as far as our appearance because we have professional things that we need to take care of. 35 and under, I'm not saying they don't, but I'll go 6 times out of 10, they don't have to do that. Right? So yes, our standards are going to be high in that area. Let me see what else. We're going to expect that at 45 years old, sir, you're not still playing basketball. You're not still at the park hanging out playing basketball with your friends and wearing basketball shorts. We expect that at 45, sir, you're not going to be dressed like, the gangster down the street in your khakis and your Chuck Taylors and your baseball cap and walking with a lean in your pants sagging. No. Our standards are higher than that. We want the men who have graduated into manhood as far as dress. We don't want the man that still dresses like a rapper. We want the man, if he is a rapper or an ex-rapper or whatever, however you want to describe them, we want you to be able to separate your business life from your personal life, which means as a rapper, when you're on stage rapping or you're attending functions or you're doing cameos, yes, we expect you to be in character. So we expect for you to look and dress like a rapper with your big chain, your baggy shirts, your baggy jeans, skinny jeans, whatever you wear. Yes, we expect you to be in character. But sir, when you get home, we need you to be able to leave that bullshit at the club, at the video shoot, and on stage, and we want you to conduct yourself like an adult male, right? Not like a 20-year-old rapper. So yes, our standards are high in that area as far as how we expect for you to carry ourselves. See, 35 and younger woman, that's what she wants. She doesn't mind that you are 45 years old, you're 50 years old, and you still dress like your favorite basketball star, or you're dressed like the gangster, the roughneck down the street, or the rapper. They don't have any standards in that area because they're young, and this is where their mindset is at that time. So yes, their standards are going to be way lower than ours, which is expected, right? So when we're talking about having standards, it takes work to have standards. Having standards doesn't come easy. And the higher the standards, the harder the work you have to do in order to meet them, especially when it comes to a woman. Right? There was a video I was going to share with you, the Nene Leakes. I don't even need to share that anymore because I got all my information from Wikipedia, and it comes out of his mouth that he, went to prison at 15, different things of that nature. So I don't even need to share that. But back to these standards. The men are lazy. They're lazy. When you talk about having high standards, these standards and expectations, they need to be met at all times, right? They need to be met at all times. And it has to be the real you. You can't be pretending or faking because it doesn't last long. So I can't fault him for saying that, women 35 and over the standards are too high. Because, sir, if you can't meet high standards, I applaud you for recognizing that fact and staying in your lane, right? Because when you come over here to the high standard broads, you're not going to really do anything but embarrass yourself, right? So yes, I agree 100%. Stay in your lane. Stay with a young-minded individuals, and don't embarrass yourself. Now, when he says y'all are too emotional, We too emotional. Let me see how that goes. We're too emotional. Could it be we're too emotional because we have lived a long life and we have seen the despair, we have seen the hurt, we have seen the pain, we have witnessed death, we have given birth, witnessed birth, helped with birth, helped raise children, helped single mothers. We have done so much to where there's so much in our heads, there's so much we've seen, and there's so much we ourselves have gone through. So when we see other people suffering, when we see single mothers struggling, when we see young men that can't find a job, and you old ass niggas won't even help them, and then you cut them off from getting emotional support from women in their age group because y'all fucking them all. Where do they have to go? Right? Who do they have to turn to? They got to turn back to their mamas, and then you want to call them mama's boys, right? But quit fucking them, quit screwing the women in their age range, and give them some people, some women to be able to support them emotionally, and they'll probably be fine. But we have seen so much to where it's hard not to be emotional. Even dating men our age, we're gonna be more emotional because we be looking at y'all niggas and we be like, damn, I know this nigga done been through a lot. Oh my God, I really feel for him. And then when you don't pull yourself together, when you break down and you ain't got your shit together, we're emotional. We just want to take you in our arms, and we just want to, we just want to give you all the love that we think you never had, but in all actuality, you destroyed it. We get upset. We lash out. We do whatever you want to call being too emotional. Yes, we do that. That's because we're passionate about our lives, other people's lives, the things that we've gone through and things that other people have gone through. And we don't like being played with, sir. You can go play with them little young girls because they playing too. But when you talk about 35 and up, like I said, playtime is over. Damaged goods. Damaged goods. What everybody took and ran with. Damaged goods. Is it that women 35 and up are damaged goods? Or are we smart? Are we intelligent? Is it hard to pull a fast one on us? Do you think you're really getting over on us when you're not? See, the thing about experience, season, older than 35, whatever, however you want to describe us, the thing about us is that we see the game. But, we got to have a little fun too. We 35 and up. We not just, all work and no play. That make us dull girls. We see y'all. We see the games. We just go ahead and play along for a short time just to think you're actually getting away with something. And that's what a lot of these women 35 and younger do as well. Because here's the thing. And I think I've said this before. A lot of men think that just because she's 21, she's dumb. Right? They think, oh, just because she's 18, she's stupid. But actually, if you don't know the things that an 18-year-old has gone through, you can't really say she's stupid. If you don't know what a 21-year-old has been up against, went up against, and succumbed, and come through, you don't know what's in that 21-year-old's head, right? So if we take if we take Shannon Sharpe, let's use Shannon Sharpe as an example. So he met this 19-year-old young woman. I'm gonna call her a young woman because she was definitely a woman, just young. Met this young woman in a gym. He started to, I don't know, I guess date her or whatever. I don't know if she was already an OnlyFans model or doing OnlyFans. Started OnlyFans after she, I don't know, right? But at the end of the day, he wasn't even competent enough at 50 fucking 2 years old, or however the hell he was. He's in his 50s. He wasn't even competent enough to recognize the fact that this woman, this 19-year-old woman, was light years ahead of his ass, right? Light years ahead of his ass. You might be saying, well, what do you mean? She was only 21 and he's in his 50. How is she light years ahead of him? Well, when you have a prostitute who has dealt with many men, especially many different types of men, all ages, all races, all mental health statuses, all penis sizes, all body sizes, all the way from butt ugly to goddamn gorgeously fine. Do you not think that is enough mental, physical, and emotional stimulation for that woman to be light years ahead of a fucking 50-year-old? That little girl can run circles around me. Okay, that little girl can run circles around me. Even at her, well, I don't know, what is she, 22 or something like that right now? She can run circles around me. I ain't no competition to that little 22-year-old or however old I'm no competition for her. Okay, so when you think you're dating these young women, it could because you think they're young in the mind and you think you're pulling a fast one over on them. You're not, as evidenced by the Shannon Sharpe situation. When you think that let's look at Diddy. Poor baby, let's look at P. Diddy. He thought he was dating, he had him a young one, right? How many men has she been involved with? All different types, shapes, penis sizes, different things of that nature. She was running circles around Diddy, and Diddy thought he was the one in control. Diddy wasn't the one in control. She was in control. Shannon Sharpe thought he was in control. No, that little 19-year-old, she was in control, right? But y'all, these men are so fucking stupid. They're so stupid to think that just because a woman is under 35 that you can play with her. No, y'all better quit playing with these girls. Y'all better quit playing with these little girls. Because these little girls play hard. These little girls play tough. See, you're going to get an emotional 35 and up. We're going to be like, oh, I'm not going to do him like that. Of course I wouldn't do him like that. I'm just going to go ahead and move on. I'm just going to break things off and I'm just going to move on. We don't seek revenge. We don't, you know what I'm saying? We take full accountability for what happened on our end in a relationship, different things of that nature. And we move right the fuck on. No, these young girls, play with him if you want to, as evidenced by Diddy and Shannon Sharpe. Play with him if you want to, thinking that you're going to pull a fast one over them, thinking that they're young, dumb, and full of cum. They might be in some areas of their life, but when it comes to tricking a trick, oh my God. Oh my God. They run a fast one on you. So you cannot guarantee that just because she's under 35 that she isn't damaged goods. And who in their right minds would think that? I mean, like, what are they? They're being under rocks. They're under. Are you finding them under rocks? Are you finding them deep in the sea, inside of seashells like pearls? I mean, where are you getting these undamaged women from again? Where are you getting these women that have never been in relationships? Where are you getting these young women again? Because from what I can tell, these women, these young girls, we get into relationships as early as 14, 15. So which one of these young women under 35 don't have past trauma from past relationships? Which one? Where they don't have past relationships to where their little high school boyfriends cheated on them with the girl that they didn't think was competition for her. Where, I mean, the 21-year-old who's at work and she comes home and she catches her boyfriend in bed. I don't know, with her best friend, who knows, her cousin, I don't know, could be her mama. Which one of those are not damaged because of past relationships? I mean, I'd just like to know, right? So a lot of times when you get on here and you just start spewing out garbage, there are people that like to pick through garbage, and I'm one of them. Everything that came out of his mouth was pure garbage. I think he said it for attention, right? And I don't think he believes what he said himself. I just don't think he believed he believed what was coming out of his mouth. A lot of these content creators, they spew a lot of things that they don't believe themselves. So I just wanted to kind of go over that, because I saw all those content creators and everybody took, oh my God, women over 35 are damaged goods. And that was a main thing that everybody focused on, because it was catchy. It was catchy, right? It was catchy. And then you had, let me see. You had a lot of content creators, 35 and up, giving their commentary. They got butt hurt, and everybody was like, "Oh no, we're the damaged goods and different things of that nature." Girl, don't buy into that. And I know it's good clickbait, and I know it gets people to watch your videos, and this is what's trending right now. Women over 35 are damaged goods. But when haven't they been saying that women over 35 is damaged good? I mean, he just upped the age. First it was 26 and over, you're damaged goods. You've hit the wall. So actually, when you think about it, was this a plot to raise the age group that these men are now looking to seek out? Because these 26-year-olds, where are they? Where are they, and what are they doing? There must not be a whole lot of 26-year-olds available. So now we have to up the age range to give men a little bit more women to date, right? So let me look at something. Let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna share this tab. I just looked up. I said, how many 26-year-old? Let me shorten that. How many 26-year-old women? Oh, let's shorten that even still. Black women in the United States. Okay. It's not possible to give an exact number for the population of 26-year-old Black women in the United States. However, it's possible to estimate based on available demographic data. In 2023, the population of women aged 25 to 29 in the U.S. was approximately 10.84 million, according to Statista. Black women make up roughly 14% of the female population aged 15 to 44, according to March of Dimes. Therefore, one might estimate that there are around 1.5 million 26-year-old Black women in the United States. Okay, so 1.5 million 26-year-old Black women in the United States. So let's do this. let's shorten it. Let's shorten how are in. Let's go Miami, Florida. Where he at? Estimating the exact number of 26-year-old Black women in Miami, Florida is challenging with the available data. However, based on the search results, we can infer some information to provide an approximate figure. Overall population, Miami's total population is approximately 447,000. Black population, Black or African Americans constitute approximately 12.7% of Miami's population. Age distribution, approximately 15% of Miami's population is between 20 and 29 years old, and 8.11% is between 25 and 29 years old. So 0.127% Black population percentage. That equals 56,769 Black individuals. Excuse me. Black population age 25 to 29, assuming an even distribution within the 25 to 29 age range, we can estimate a percentage within that range. Let's use the given 8.11% of the total population that falls within the 25 to 29 age group and assume a similar proportion within the Black population. So that would be 4,000 Black individuals between 25 and 29 years old, 4,600. Black women age 26, since the population is roughly split by gender, we can divide the previous number in half to estimate the number of women. 4,600 divided by 2 equals 2,300 Black women between 12. You niggas, you got a shortage! It's a shortage of 26-year-olds. Wow, there's a shortage, you guys. So this is why we are now we're talking about I don't date nobody that's 35 and up, because you niggas want to broaden the age group. You want to you hit the wall after 35. So now you want to move the goalposts. Oh, see, you niggas ain't slick. You want to move the goalpost, okay? Y'all lacking. And then let's look at this. Let's look at it from this perspective. So a lot of people, and I'm gonna tell you, shaming works so well. So now that men are being shamed for messing with 18, I don't know, I guess to 18 to 22-year-olds, 23-year-olds, 24, 25 is even young for a 40 and up man to be messing with. You know what I'm saying? Even a 35 and up man, 18 to 26-year-old, that's kind of young. You understand what I'm saying? Why you can't find anybody at least 5 years your junior? So yeah, they're shaming you, and y'all they're realizing that they're getting in trouble with these little young girls. These little young girls aren't as dumb as they thought they were. So now you guys have moved the goalposts from 26 to 35. because there's a shortage. Okay, let's look at another popular city. Let's look at another popular city and state. Oh, let's look at Las Vegas. Las Vegas, Nevada. Let's see here now. How many 20-year-old black women are in Las Vegas, Nevada? Well, they don't give it to us as easy as they gave it to us in Miami, Florida. So let's look and see how they. What is the percentage of black people in Las Vegas? Ooh, approximately 11.9% of the population identifies as black or African American. So let's see. I don't feel like going inside to go through all this data, but assuming, let's see, 11.9%, let's do this. Let's go back. Okay, what happened was, let me see, go back again. Go back again. Okay, so what happened to my stats that were up here? Okay, anyway, 11% of black people. Damn, if we broke that down, we don't have a whole lot of 26-year-old black females. Okay, so you might say, hey, why are you just looking at black females, right? Why are you just looking at black females? Why aren't you looking at females of other races? Well, because it's my guesstimation that women of other races are tired of you niggas, right? Because like I said in one of my other lives, there was this thing of, oh, passport bros, and we don't date American women, and we don't date black women, and they're too aggressive, and they're fat, and they're out of shape, and they're single mothers, this, that, and the third. So that was that narrative that was out, they're not submissive, they're not fit, feminine, and friendly, all that Kevin Samuels bullshit that was out. And so it was like, okay, black women were being excluded from the dating pool because they didn't consider us, fit to date, right? So now all of a sudden the rhetoric has changed. So now everybody wants to fix black relationships, and everyone wants to, I don't know, start dating black again. And I'm saying to myself, well, why the fuck? Why? Well, I'm a thinker. So I said, they must be these women of other races. The jig is upstate with these niggas. They see how you are. They see how you carry yourselves. They see that you're not race loyal. So if you're not loyal to your own race, what the hell makes them think you're going to be loyal to them? You guys cheat. There's not a loyal, integritous bone in your bodies. And at the end of the day, that black women, we generally stick to our race, right? We stick to our men. We're race loyal. So with that being said, y'all know black women going to be sitting right here waiting till y'all decide y'all want to wake the fuck up, right? But at the end of the day, a lot of these young women, we'll just say 35 and younger, they're looking for men that can provide, because now we're on the provider kick. We're on the provider kick. And so these young girls is like they're being trained, they're being retrained. Their thoughts are being retrained to say, hey, why would I screw you? Why would I screw your 40, 50 something year old ass? You ain't got no money. Like what I'm gonna do with you? They're not getting pregnant easy anymore. I mean, there's just this whole movement to where it's like, dude, what do you bring to the table now? I'm 21 and I'm hot, I'm fine, I got a nice body, I'm this and I'm that. What'd you bring to this table? Because if it's just dick, my assets scream, I need more. So now we're up in the age range, right? We're upping the age range. So now I guess 26 to 35, now they're supposed to be appreciative that Black men are now looking at them. Oh, so after 26-year-old, oh, now all of a sudden we haven't hit the wall. You guys, you have to be very careful when these Black men get on these podcasts and these shows and make these statements, because there's usually an agenda behind it. So when I look at the Passport Bros, I look at it like they use that as a form of punishment to Black women. Oh, since you guys aren't fit, feminine, and friendly, we're not gonna date you. We're gonna punish you, and you're gonna be without dick and attention because we're gonna take our dick and attention overseas. We're going to give it to the women of non-color because they're fit, feminine, and friendly, and their hair is real, and, you know, they don't wear all those lashes, which is a goddamn lie. They got the lashes, the BBWs, the clip-in hair pieces, and different things of that nature. But you got to be careful with these Black men, because a lot of times the things that they do, they think they're punishing us. And it's like, hold up, wait a minute. You mean to tell me for about 2 years we ain't got to suck no dick? Oh, God, we winning. I'm sorry. We're winning. But yeah, back to what I was saying. You really have to be careful when these Black men get on these podcasts and they start pushing a new narrative. See, this is I recognize this is a new narrative for me. I don't date women 35 and over. Okay, well, the only thing new about that is the age. Because like I said before, it was, oh, you're 26, you've hit the wall. Oh, you hit the wall. So now, but yeah, it's a new narrative. And since it came from Trick Daddy, you know what I mean? It's supposed to mean something. It's supposed to, and you niggas, y'all ain't nothing but followers. That's why Black women, we don't do what y'all say. We don't listen to y'all, because y'all nothing but a bunch of followers. And you gonna follow a nigga named Trick Daddy? Look at who you're following. Look at who you're following. Look at who you choose to follow. You follow Kevin Samuels, a person who lied about having a degree. He couldn't even finish college. He lied about having a bachelor's degree. He was a failure. He dropped out of school. He failed out of school. He didn't take care of his own daughter. And then talking about he wants somebody to be fit, feminine, and friendly. And we didn't even teach his own daughter how to be fit, feminine, and friendly. He just left her to the wolves. And then he going to try to tell somebody else's motherfucking daughter how to act. No, go take care of your own house before you start poking your nose in somebody else's house. You out here talking about fit, feminine, friendly, and submissive. And you and your daughter ain't even fit, feminine, friendly, and submissive to your ass. It's kind of crazy, right? So like I said, be careful when they start to push these narratives. So I guess 26 to 35, y'all better watch out, because these niggas is coming for y'all. I don't know why, but when they come, make sure they got some money in their pocket. Don't take them broke. Oh, while I'm on my rant, which leads me to this. So there was this white lady, and she was telling a story about how she met her black man. I don't know if they married or whatever, her black husband or her black boyfriend, whatever the case may be. They in a relationship, whatever the description of it is. And she was saying something to the fact of how she met when she met her black man. He was he homeless? I think he was homeless. I think, I don't know if he was homeless, but he had half of a business started, and she, she got with him. I think it was something like she was saying, "Oh, black women don't support their men," or and that's why they come to white women. If there's something, I don't know if she said that. Please do not quote me. But this was the situation. The black man was down on his luck. He met her. She took him in. She helped him. His business is successful. This and the third. She poured money into him. She did everything that he needed to get done, and they're happily together, right? But that's not the moral of my story. The moral of my story is you'll meet a black man as a black woman who's down on his luck. He may not be financially, set, stable. He might have a place to stay. He might not have a place to stay, but he just might not be in the financial space that he wants to be. He might not just be in the headspace that he wants to be. He might not just be where he wants to be in life. He will meet you as a black woman, and he will tell you that he is not ready for a relationship because he don't have his life together, right? But yeah, he still want to play around in the sheets. Now, I'm not saying all black men are the same. I'm not saying all black men, have to function the same. They have to. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that why is it when it comes to a black woman that's willing to take you as you are, take you when you're not financially fit, you're this, that, and the third, you're not ready for this, you're not ready for that, I don't know, you're not ready to do this, and you're not ready to do that. And you tell her, I'm not ready for a relationship. But then when it comes to a white woman, and you ain't got your shit together, you ain't financially stable, you ain't got no home, you ain't got no this, and she decides she wants to take you in, you fucking ready for a relationship. Can somebody answer me that question? Why? You be ready, you be ready to go if she white, but if she black, yeah. I just want to put that out there really quick, because the fuckery is real. But anyway, ladies, be careful, because these men are full of shit. As a matter of fact, I also wanted to say, stop dating these men. Stop dating them. What are we dating them for? What are we dating? What are we dating for? What are we dating for? Are we dating for a meal? Are we dating just to get dressed up to go be taken somewhere? Are we dating just for sex? What are we dating for? Because what we're ultimately doing is that these standards that Trick Daddy was talking about, they low right now. They're low. And these black men, they don't have any they don't have any respect for us. So just like they want to punish us and go overseas and different things of that nature and be passport bros and shit like that. Close the coochie stores. Close the coochie establishments. I like to say this. Close everything. Close up shop, ladies. Get dressed and take your damn self out. Get dressed and take yourself to your favorite spot. Get dressed and go and have yourself a seafood boil at the restaurant. Go with your girlfriend, right? Why are we dating? And these men are not ready for relationships. Why? So that means what's your end game? Right? What's your end game? Stop having sex with these men if they don't want to marry you. I'm going to just put it out there like this. I'm just going to put it out there. Because at the end of the day, all we women are ended up is fucked. I mean, think about it. They're out here saying, "Oh, we don't want to marry single mothers. We don't want to take on some other man's responsibility." Okay, well then don't fuck some other man's baby mama, because she is still his responsibility. So stop sleeping with these men. Close the coochie store. Make sure if these men, if they don't want a relationship, then don't do relationship stuff. Sex involves relationship. It's part of a relationship. So if they don't want to have a relationship with you, let them go pay the prostitute down the street. Let them go pay for pussy, right? Let them go make pimps rich. But don't let them fuck you for free. Don't let them have all the relationship benefits without being in a relationship. And then don't just don't. What is your end game anyway? Why are you dating? Are you dating for marriage? Are you dating just to be boyfriend and girlfriend? Are you dating because you're looking for somebody to go 50-50 on the rent? Are you dating because you just want to I don't know, you just want the company of a man? I mean, what's the end goal in your dating? So the end goal in your dating should determine how you're carrying yourself. If you're out dating, you're just looking for a good time, you're looking for a quick roll in the sack, by all means, do it. But it's too many of us out here doing that. That's why it's hard for women to raise their standards and make these men meet them. See, they want to make us fit, feminine, and friendly and submissive, right? So we need to have a set of things that we need for them to meet, right? We need to have a set of things for them to meet. They're getting away with, first degree relationship fuckery. It's first degree relationship fuckery. Second degree dating fuckery, right? If you're dating for a committed relationship, then you should carry yourself as such. I guess if you're dating just for a roll in the hay, yeah, go roll in the hay. If you're dating for marriage, there's no rolling in the hay until you walk down that aisle. Set your standards according to the type of woman that you are. Right? If the guy doesn't want to meet your standards, tell him to exit stage left. Exit stage left. Because at the end of the day, there's plenty of women out there who just want to roll in the hay. But at the same time, that is what's going to make it hard for women to raise their standards, because they're going to be like, well, bitch, fuck you. I'm about to go up to the broad down the street. She giving away free coochie. We'll go. And then y'all all could be fucking the same broad, which they don't care anyway. But y'all just have them rolling the hay broads in rotation until you get tired of them. But as far as me and what I would tell women, stop dating them. They out here not paying for meals. They out here making you go 50-50. They out here telling you to Cash App and Venmo them half of the date money and all this kind of stuff. They out here wasting your time. I was listening to Shira 7. I was listening to her the other morning. And she said some shit that made it had already been on my mind, but she was just able to get it out before I was able to get it out. She said, which made so much sense. She said, if a man, I think it was her. Let me look this up really quick. I think it was if a man. Or let me look at it really quick before I don't want to misquote her. Shira 7. Let me see. What was she saying? Let me go here really quick because she was doing a live. Let me see what she was saying. Hold on, you guys. I think it was don't let him waste your time. Let me look, because I haven't watched a whole lot of her. I just be catching little snippets here and there. Let me go over here. Let me see if this is the one. Excuse me, y'all. Let me go back and look. Let me see. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. No, that's not it. Let me gosh, where is that one I was watching? But anyway, she was saying, I think it was when a guy doesn't like you. Let me see. Let me keep looking because I want to, I know exactly what she said, but I just want to find the video, the live that she did so that I can, at least give reference to it. Send y'all, whoever listens, send you guys over there. She said, gosh darn it. Gosh darn it. Okay, but anyway, here she was saying, when ooh, she was saying, okay, this is what she said. She said, when a guy doesn't like you, he's not going to he's going to give you sob stories about how he can't do this and how he's not ready for that, and how he basically how he's going to carry himself. So she said, oh, yeah, basically, she said, if he tells you that he's not ready for a relationship, make sure you add with me to the end of that. When a man doesn't like you or doesn't want to be with you and he's pretty much wasting your time, he's going to tell you things like, oh, I don't have my finances are not where I want them to be. So, I can't spend money. And then she said, make sure you add to the end of that on me. Because if his dream girl came along If his dream girl came along, he'd be ready for a relationship. He'd go in full force if his dream girl came along. If his dream girl came along, he'd break the bank trying to impress her. So she said, I guess basically, if you end up on a date with this so-called this guy that's so-called not ready for a relationship, and it's like, okay, well then why the fuck are you in my face? Second of all, if he takes you out to dinner, she said just order some water. Just order some water. Like, I don't, you're not ready you ain't ready for this. So, I'm not about to spend your money, and you broke, you financially broke and different things of that nature. And so I'm just have some water. You go ahead and eat your food. You just go ahead and eat your food, sit over there and look stupid, look broke in front of everybody, with your brokey games. Yeah, I'm not ready for relationship games. Just sit on over there, because I don't know why the fuck you in my face. She didn't say that, but that's just me adding, kind of in it. And it made so much sense. Like, why the fuck are you in my face? If you're not ready for a relationship, you're not where you want to be financially, why the fuck are you spending money? Why are you spending your money out on this date and other dates with other women that you're not ready for relationships with? Why the fuck are you spending your money? That's kind of stupid. Shouldn't you be at home or at work getting your finances together, saving your money for in anticipation for your relationship, right? A lot of times, these men, they don't ever want another relationship again. They don't ever want to be in another relationship again. But they're not going to tell you that. They're going to tell you some bullshit like, I'm not ready for a relationship, so that they can string you along in hopes that, oh, well, I'll just wait and, maybe he'll be, soon he'll be ready for a relationship. But don't forget the fact that she said, when a man tells you he's not ready for a relationship, make sure you add "with me" on the end. And I was like, she's 100% right. Because how many of us have heard that, ladies? And the smart ones would have enough sense to add "with me" on the end, so that you aren't in a delusion. Right? Because if his 10 out of 10 came along, please, he could have $2 in the damn bank. He gonna pretend like he got 200,000, all to impress his dream girl while borrowing money from his friends, friends and relatives, trying to keep up the facade that he got some money and he ready for a relationship, and he still ain't ready. But if for the right broad, these niggas get ready real quick. Within the hour, they ready. But anyway, that was just my little rant. But back to the topic of the story. So let me stop sharing this. So yeah, you have to be careful, because at the end of the day, these black men are just turning into predators. Their narratives are constantly changing. They're using celebrities to push in new narratives. So now all the 26 and up women, all the women in their early 30s, they're gonna be so happy. Oh shit, we back in the game. These niggas gonna start looking for me. You know what I'm saying? Let me pull out my best outfits, girl. Leave them outfits in the damn closet. Because they're not doing nothing but coming to untap pussy, as far as they concerned. Okay, we've ran through all the 18 to 26-year-olds. Okay, now it's time to run through the 26 to 35-year-olds, right? And then they'll be back on the 35 to 45-year-olds. And then, us nice looking 50-year-olds will be back in the, fuck all that. Quit letting them play with you like that. Close the coochie store and make them marry you. Make them commit to a relationship with you, and as soon as you catch them cheating, exit stage left, or make them exit stage left. Start making these men carry themselves with integrity, and that's another thing about our standards are too high. We expect that these men have integrity, that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing when we aren't looking. But that's hard. You're not really going to find that. So I guess, we should just call it quits. We should just call it quits in trying to find these relationships and trying to be with these men, because they're not going to be faithful. It's always some dirty broad around the corner waiting, to get some benefits from your man, because that's all she wants. The dirty broad around the corner that's sleeping with a man that she know he got a man or he got a wife. She ain't there for nothing but the benefits. She only there for the benefits of digging attention and some funds here and there. She already know. So anyway, I'm just gonna go ahead and end this live right here. That was my rant. But like I said, I go deep down the rabbit hole. I don't just focus on one thing a person said. He said a few significant things here. We'll recap. I'm not attracted to no woman over 35. Y'all standards are too high. Y'all too emotional. Y'all damaged goods. When in fact, this is actually what's wrong with these men. Anyway, y'all gonna have yourselves a good night. I got some work I need to do. Smooches.